Thank you very much. I realise I'm standing between you and a drink in a minute. So one thing I've learnt about today is life is nuanced. We all want it black and white, but it isn't. Anyway, the yin of paranoia and the yang of delight to be AWF chair continues. My worry level was turned up to 11 again today. But why? Haven't a clue. It's just brilliant. No bias here. It's given me so much food for thought it'll take more than one wash past the brain to digest it all. It's good to get some controversy going. If we all agreed, what was the point of coming here? Whatever sector we work in or species we deal with, understanding animal welfare in the round is not only fascinating, relevant, but it can only advance the cause we believe in and what probably the public rightly expects of us. Many of us have met and had to deal with the wrong use of language, especially when the term rights appear occasionally as an ill-guised form of provocation or to up the ante. To hear a considered expert discussion from Sean and Steve was brilliant and enlightening, and then Angus with such clarity of thought, looking at the all-important use of language around this, and a thought-provoking discussion on the legal perspective. Gosh, I wish we'd had time for more. As Steve said, we as scientists and understanding the concepts of law doesn't come easily to us. And maybe we're getting a bit hung up here. Let's not trip ourselves up. It doesn't stop us questioning the perceived wisdom while learning to appreciate the various approaches. I hope we hear more on this. It used to rile me when older vets would tell me when I was young, in my day. Well, as a grey-haired old git of an ex-practitioner, in my day I used to get more cards and bottles of booze as a result of putting to sleep an animal than a cute bit of diagnostic work or surgery. A supernatural anaesthetist, as I called myself back then. And I'm delighted to say that doesn't appear to have changed. It just highlights the importance of euthanasia as far as the owner. But did I do it at the right time? Did I wait for the owner to be prepared at a welfare cost to the animal? Have we got better assessment tools now? Did I do that when I was in farm practice? No, I probably made an instant decision. That's got me thinking. So it's great to look at euthanasia and where it rightly sits with the welfare of the individual and why it remains a privilege. We have that often. Part and parcel of a discussion forum theme of the past, which is over-treatment, and importantly, a contextualised care approach, which the BVA correctly continues to promote and indeed will carry it over into BVA Live, and hopefully we'll see you there. And I look forward to a debate of this nature, perhaps concerning the livestock sector. Problem behaviours and behavioural needs not being met has been mentioned before because it was in our Delphi study, still a relevant paper. And this session really got the mind working towards behaviour and language again. Do I want to be standing here? What will I do to avoid it? That was my first thoughts when I heard about it. Was behaviour something that got in my way of treating an animal? Probably. So much more we can learn from behaviour if we open our eyes and ears and actually get some data. All helping to understand that elusive fifth welfare domain of mental state. So ethereal, that one. Word cloud, great to see evidence up there. And thank goodness for nurses. It wasn't long ago that eyebrows were raised at the mention of welfare regarding decapods and cephalopods. That changed my eating habits. Aren't insects just endlessly fascinating? As they're like to be an increasing possible source of protein, it's only right we ask the question regarding sentience and welfare, or do we just bury our hands in the proverbial, and I'm sure you've studied sandflies? Will proper examination of this stop us going too far down the wrong road, which I think you've highlighted it? Sympathy for the bee ever increases, but what about the flea? The socio-zoological scale raises its head once again. Be suspicious of your intuitions, as Megan correctly said. Dan Kidby from Animal Rising and I have had many a long debate, often disagreeing agreeable, and it was unfortunate he couldn't make it at the last minute. So thank you, Rose, for stepping in. No mean feat to do it at the last moment. If I don't know or understand someone's perspective, how can I judge? I still want to know how we can influence the consumers of meat. The chicken mile in Birmingham always comes to mind. Siobhan's work highlighted this. How do we change people's attitude? I care, so am I, besides being woke, a middle-class liberal elite? How do we educate people? Christiane, you didn't have to make us think on an issue we've all been grappling with. Let the wider veterinary community and animal welfare profession rightly work together and with wider society focus our efforts. But gosh, where do we start? I hope you've got some good suggestions from people. Rebecca, where are you? The glibness with which people say, just rehome it, must send shivers of resignation down many a charity. So it's good to hear a detailed exploration of the issues surrounding greyhounds, highlighting the need to always consider individual breeds. And having a family totally besotted by whippets, gosh, how true everything you said it is. Today would not have worked so brilliantly without our knowledgeable and expert speakers and chairs who gave so freely of their time. We're truly in your debt, so I'm sure you'd like to show your appreciation again in the normal way. Thank you. Thank you, Siobhan, for your research update. Research is the bedrock of AWF's work, and it is so motivating as well as fascinating to hear of your studies, evidence and data, not just assumption. And we've had some great student presentations in the past, and Laura has kept that tradition going. Wonderful to know the next generation is knocking at our door. Thank you again for our generous sponsors, Vet Partners, Hills and Pets, Vets for Pets, and World Horse Welfare. I hope you enjoyed the event and want to come here again. A big shout and thank you to the BVA for your support today and for your support during the year. I trust you can all see the synergy of our close collaboration and the need, well emphasised by Christiane, and how this definitely benefits our profession and welfare, and we must not let it pass us by. Quick thank you to the AWF trustees for your tireless and enthusiastic work in shaping and making the forum happen. You do far more than any normal trustee role, and vitally you develop and progress AWF. You leave me open-mouthed at your range of expertise. So as I close, please remember to give us your feedback. It's vital we understand the value of today. It helps us shape and improve it every year. Indeed, much of today's programme is a result of what you told us last year. So you'll be sent out a link in our follow-up email. You'll also find the link on our Twitter or X feed. If you fill in the survey, we'll add you to a raffle for a free ticket for next year. And keep an eye out for post-event emails with your CPD certificate. They'll be coming out soon. Lastly but not least, there are 3 people here who, at the heart of AWF, are staff and unsung heroes, the 3 of them. Gosh knows where they're hiding. Whilst they're assisted brilliantly by the BVA, and again, thank you, they run the whole show and work tirelessly, making sure today works and is successful, as well as managing the whole caboodle that's our charity. There's Erica, our manager, I don't know if she's hiding somewhere, Marina, our communications officer, and Alina, the grants and events officer. Thank you so much for all your hard work. To sum it up, how good was today? Have we moved the dial in the right direction for animal welfare with evidence? If you enjoyed it, don't forget to tell others about it. And if you're feeling great about today, please tell the world about us, because we need your help to continue as it's now becoming a bit of a struggle. So thank you very much indeed, and for those returning home now, safe journeys, and for the rest, see you shortly to keep that conversation going. Thank you very much.